guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. Now today we are back with the Championship predictions. I'm joined by George. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Good stuff. Now that is my score against Michael. I haven't added it up just yet. I think he beat me, which isn't good. So that means that's the score against the guests. It's pretty close, I'm not going to lie. Let's get straight into the predictions with Friday night's game. A massive game between Watford and Derby. Now both teams come into this on the back of a couple decent results. Watford's last game at Vicarage Road, they won 6-0, and since that they've gone away to Preston and won 1-0, and now they actually find themselves in the hunt for the top two. Derby have also been doing pretty well, and they've won a lot of their games recently and seem to be climbing away from the relegation zone, so I'm actually going to back them to get a draw here. I'm going to go for Watford 1, Derby 1.
Yeah, it is a bit of a funny one. I kind of backed Derby to go down this season, but they are escaping it, aren't they? And I did actually think that Watford might make the top two, which I still think they can. Obviously depends on the teams that are above them, but I think Watford will get a result here. I'm going to say 2-0 to Watford. 2-0
to Watford. Next we move on to the Saturday lunchtime game, which sees Coventry City, our team, up against Brentford, who I think are second in the table. This is just not going to be easy whatsoever. Brentford come into this on the back of some not so good results, to be honest. They lost at home. Sorry, they lost away to QPR, but they did lose at home to Barnsley. So they come into this on the back of back-to-back defeats. It's so hard, isn't it? Coventry haven't been good lately either. I'm going to go for 1-0 Brentford. I'm just not feeling positive as a Coventry fan. We can't seem to score, and Brentford will probably just nick it 1-0.
Yeah, it really depends on how we set up. How Coventry set up, to be honest. I think we need to set up with an attacking mindset. We need to get at Brentford, and we need to try and stop their danger man Ivan Toney from scoring. Oh, if I was to give a prediction, I don't know, do I go with a ambitious winning scoreline, or do I go with something that's probably a bit more realistic? Let's say Coventry to win 3-0.
What are you on about? What are you on about? You're going to get a lot of stick for that, because that will not happen. Next game, 3 PM kickoff between Bristol City and Barnsley. Now I've got to say, if I didn't look at the form table coming into this, I'd probably back Bristol City to win, but the form would suggest that Barnsley are massive favourites for this. Bristol City have not got good form coming into this, and that's why I think they're going to lose this. 1-0 to Barnsley.
Barnsley, Bristol City, is it? Yeah, Barnsley aren't doing too bad. I thought they was going to be sort of down there this season, but yeah, I'm going to back Barnsley to win as well. 2-0.
2-0. Next up, Cardiff City versus Preston. Got to say, Cardiff City, wow, they are flying towards them playoffs. And I wouldn't have seen that coming a few weeks ago. They were just above the relegation zone like the rest of the mid-table teams, but they're right in that hunt now, and the form they've got, I'm sure they'll beat this Preston team. I'm going to go for Cardiff 2-0.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that really, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Cardiff.
Yeah, okay, the next game is between Huddersfield Town, Swansea City. This is based on form, you'd go for Swansea, but Huddersfield are at home. Who knows, can they get something from this? They need to end their bad run at some point, and I think they might be able to pick up a point here. Swansea City, they're not a bad team, obviously, they're chasing that top two down, but I just feel like Huddersfield are the home team and they might get a draw, 1-1.
Swansea to win 3-1.
Yeah, I don't blame you for saying that, because Swansea should win this game. Yeah. Okay, the next one, Millwall versus Wycombe Wanderers. Now, Wycombe, quite unpredictable. They've picked up wins here and there, but surely they can't stay up this season. They lost in the week to Derby, a bad result that one. And Millwall have just beaten Birmingham 2-0 on the Wednesday night. So I'm going to back Millwall, but I'm going to say 2-1.
Yeah, probably two of the poorest sides I've seen Coventry play this season.
It's the only two teams we've won away at, actually.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. But yeah, I'd probably say on paper Millwall should edge it, so I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Millwall.
Yeah, next up you've got Norwich City versus Rotherham United. Rotherham come into this with a few decent results here, but a few bad results there, so who knows? Can they escape this season? I think it's going to be very close for Rotherham. Norwich City, we've just seen them take apart Coventry 2-0. They just look very professional. They know how to pick up their wins. They don't even seem to have to get out of first gear, so I'm going to back them to get another 2-0 win here.
Yeah, Norwich too good for this league, really, aren't they? As you mentioned, they've got a lot of Premier League quality, so I'm going to go with a 3-0 win to Norwich.
3-0. Next up, we've got Forest versus Blackburn, two teams that didn't do so well in midweek. Forest losing very late on against Swansea. Can they bounce back with a result here? I don't think there's a lot to separate these two teams, so I'm going to go for Forest 1, Blackburn 1.
Blackburn to win 3-1.
Blackburn to win 3-1. Wow, I'm just going for that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, next up we've got Queen's Park Rangers versus Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth just seem to have found a new lease of life. They've picked up a few results lately that have just chucked them back into that playoffs, and they look like they should be able to finish in the top 6, but they're going up against a QPR team that are in good form, and it should be an exciting match. This, for me, is probably one of the most exciting matches at the weekend because both teams are looking quite good lately. So for that reason, I'm going to go for a draw, 1-1.
On paper, I think Bournemouth should absolutely just destroy QPR. So on that basis, I'm going to go for a 4-0 win.
Wow. Next up, we've got Reading versus Middlesbrough. Now, both teams did alright in midweek. They both picked up results. Middlesbrough beating Huddersfield 2-1 and Reading winning away at Bristol. Tricky to predict because both teams are trying to finish in the playoffs. I think Reading are already in the playoffs, so they've got a better chance, but I don't think there'll be a lot to separate them on the day. I'm going to go for a goalless draw.
Who is it again? Reading and...
Middlesbrough.
Reading and Middlesbrough. I haven't seen a lot of Middlesbrough lately. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Reading.
2-1 to Reading.
However, I don't think they will make the playoffs.
Sticking by that. You're just like Cookie, you don't think they'll make the playoffs. Personally, I think they will. I think Reading will make the playoffs, so yeah, that's my prediction anyway. Next up, wow, massive game. Sheffield Wednesday versus Birmingham. This is massive. This is the kind of game you can look back on at the end of the season and say, this is where we got relegated, this is where we went on to stay up, because both teams are in the thick of it. Birmingham City are in a worse position now. I think if you took Sheffield Wednesday, if you gave them their 6 points back, they'd be above the relegation zone, and it's the 6 points that have hit them that has put them deeper into this. Birmingham City, though, they just look like probably the worst team after Wycombe at the moment. Their form is terrible, and I expect Sheffield Wednesday to win. I think Wednesday on their day are a better team than Birmingham, and I'm going to back them to beat them 2-1.
I think it's going to be a draw. I hope it's going to be a draw. That's going to be a favourable result for Coventry, and I'm going to go with a 0-0.
0-0. Last game then, Stoke City versus Luton Town. Stoke City, they're doing alright. Can they make the playoffs? But Luton Town, they can be an obstacle. Luton Town have given a lot of teams a good game this season, although they did lose in the week against Cardiff 2-0. I reckon Luton will get a draw. I always seem to back Luton to get a draw, but they're just a solid team. I don't see them losing many games. But Stoke are solid as well. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it will be a draw, but I'm going to go with 2-2.
2-2. That wraps up today's video, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're new, and let me know your predictions down below because we always like to see them. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
See you guys.